Tonight, a Local 4 exclusive. The man responsible for the green ooze mess in Madison Heights is back where the problem started and being confronted by police and Help Me Hank.
Why did you leave your property in disarray like this, sir?
Oh, that mess left behind by Gary Sayers has cost taxpayers money for several investigations and created a huge environmental concern.
And now, for the first time since his release from prison, Sayers has surfaced, and where he showed up caught some folks by surprise. Consumer investigator Hank Winchester is live on this. Hank, you recently tracked Sayers down.
And Steve, we certainly did, and you think that Sayers would want to stay away from this building that's caused so many issues, but this is where he showed up last week, to the surprise of the EPA, the police, and even us.
He's the man at the center of the green ooze controversy.
Why did you leave your property in disarray like this, sir?
And now, for the first time since his release from federal prison, we've tracked down Gary Sayers, and even we were stunned to see where our cameras captured him. More on our surprise encounter with Sayers in a moment. Right now, I want you to hear from the mayor of Madison Heights.
We have been battling this situation for years.
Sayers and his properties first got widespread public attention when toxic green ooze from his building in Madison Heights was spotted seeping onto 696 last December. At the time, Sayers himself had just entered federal prison after pleading guilty to felony hazardous waste storage. And at that time, our cameras captured him outside a federal court. He then vanished from the public eye after entering federal custody. But the debate over the environmental mess he left behind was heating up.
Somebody needs to be held responsible for the lack of work that was done.
Well, there's no question that the amount of chemicals and what was left behind, the owner is paying a price for.
There were hearings in Lansing, town hall meetings in Madison Heights, courtroom battles across the state, and debates over who dropped the ball. He had violations with the city of Detroit and Madison Heights, with state and federal investigators dating back more than 25 years. Yet through it all, we never saw or heard from Sayers himself. My repeated calls to his attorney after his release from prison earlier this year were ignored. We did know one thing. Sayers was continuing to battle the city of Madison Heights for control over his property. In fact, even though the building is condemned and tentatively slated for demolition, Sayers waged an ongoing legal battle to stop it. Another court hearing slated for December. But it was last Thursday when Sayers, to the surprise of many, showed up right here at the building in Madison Heights that's the center of this environmental scandal. We're told he wanted inside to look his things over. Police were called, he was told to leave. He then traveled down I-75 to Detroit, to his other property. That's not only a huge mess, but a potential danger. It's here where Sayers eventually came to a stop, and we decided to give him an opportunity to explain himself.
Why did you leave your property in disarray like this, sir? You need to answer some questions.
Thank you.
You need to answer some questions. Why aren't you being responsible about this? Sir, I'll run all day if you want me to. Mr. Sayers, you owe the people an answer.
For the most part, Sayers stayed silent, refusing to answer the tough questions so many want answers to. Why? Why did things get to this point? Why is he still battling with the city of Madison Heights? And why did things get so out of control in the first place? Back out here live in Madison Heights, I want to read to you part of a statement I received from the EPA. It reads, the EPA has spent approximately $3 million on cleanup efforts and has collected a total of 353,878 gallons of contaminated groundwater. The property owner, Mr. Gary Sayers, was on site last week. The EPA provided copies of the site-specific health and safety plan and the COVID protocols to Sayers. Any further questions regarding his access to the buildings should be directed to the city of Madison Heights. We're live here tonight in Madison Heights. Hank Winchester. Help me, Hank.
Just amazing. Hank, what is the city of Madison Heights saying about all of this at this point?
And Steve, from the mayor on down, city leaders are frustrated. They are ticked off. They too have released a very detailed statement. I'm going to read part of it to you. It reads, Gary Sayers has shown total disregard for the law locally and at the state level, his employees and the residents who live here in Madison Heights. Again, there is another court hearing regarding the ongoing battle regarding this building and the ownership behind me, and that is scheduled for mid-December. Steve, Karen, back to you.
Oh, I'm sure a lot of people are still irate about this. Thank you, Hank.